If you think Ozempic is going to fix menopause weight gain all by itself, you might want to keep watching. These medications can help the scale move, but the scale isn't everything. If you lose weight and lose muscle at the same time, that's not a victory. Especially in menopause, when your body is already working harder to hold on to muscle strength, bone density, and metabolism. Now, I'm not here to shame you or to tell you what medication to take or not take. That conversation belongs between you and your doctor. But I am here to make sure you ask better questions before you agree to something in the short term that you might regret long term. Because lighter is not the same as stronger. And in this season of life, stronger is the goal. I'm Betty Vargas, a certified menopause coaching specialist, and at 70 years old, I became a USA and global natural bodybuilding champion. I tell you this not to brag, but because I want you to understand. I spent my life paying very close attention to what actually builds and preserves a strong body. So when I see new information about how these medications interact with movement and muscle, I pay attention, and I want you to as well. Have you heard that people taking GLP-1 medications are moving less? Not more, less. Why does this matter? Lean in. First, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here to tell you whether to take GLP-1 medication or not. Again, that's a decision for you and your primary care physician based on your full health panel and your picture. What I am here to do is to make sure you walk into that decision or that ongoing use with your eyes wide open about what these medications do and don't address. You also need to know that your body produces its own GLP-1 that can be boosted naturally. So you have choices. Now, here's what the research is showing. These medications are genuinely effective for weight loss. We see evidence of that in the media. Women in menopause are turning to them in large numbers because weight gain in this season is frustrating and it doesn't respond the way it used to when we were younger. And I get it. I really do. When you've done everything right and the scale won't budge, a medication that actually moves the needle sounds really appealing. I understand why women are curious. I understand why they're saying yes. But here's the finding that matters for everything I teach. Researchers presented what they found to be striking data at the 2026 Endocrine Society meeting, a small study of 753 people using GLP-1 medications and tracked with Fitbit data became significantly less physically active after starting the medications. We're talking about 560 fewer steps a day and nearly 6 minutes fewer of moderate to vigorous exercise every single day. And that adds up. Now, why does this happen? Well, it's likely a combination of factors. Part of it is behavioral. When the weight starts coming off without the effort that used to be required, many people let go of the habits that used to drive that effort. But research also suggests these medications may directly affect the brain's signal around spontaneous movement. Either way, the result is the same. People are moving less. And the medications can also reduce lean muscle mass along with the fat. Studies show that roughly 40% of the weight loss on semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, can be lean mass, not fat. which means if movement drops at the same time, you can end up lighter on the scale and significantly weaker in your actual body. That distinction matters enormously in menopause more than at any other stage of life. And here's why. When estrogen drops, we already lose a natural protector of muscle and bone. Estrogen helped maintain muscle mass and bone density for decades. Once it's decreased, muscle becomes harder to keep and easier to lose. We're already fighting that battle. So, adding a significant drop in physical activity and lean mass on top of a drop in estrogen, that's a compounding problem we need to take seriously. Muscle isn't only about how you look. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It's what keeps your resting metabolism from slowing to a crawl. It's your balance system, the thing that keeps you from falling. It's your bone protector because of the stress the muscle contracting against bone that keeps the muscle dense. And it's a huge part of what keeps you functional and strong for the rest of your life. Losing weight without preserving muscle can leave you lighter but more fragile. And fragile is not the goal you want to achieve. So whether you are on one of these medications, considering one, or decided it's not for you, the number on the scale was never the actual goal. The actual goal is a body that is strong, capable, and able to do what you want it to do for as long as possible. A medication can help with the number. It cannot do the work of building or preserving strength. Only movement does that. And not just any movement. Resistance training, lifting weights, working against load is the most powerful tool we have for preserving and building muscle on the menopause spectrum. Pair that with adequate protein because your body needs the raw material to actually build and maintain muscle tissue, and you have that foundation that no medication can replicate. These aren't optional extras if you're on a GLP-1. They become even more essential. This is exactly why movement is one of my 3 pillars alongside mindset and meals. It's what actually protects your strength and your bones and your independence as you move through this journey and beyond. It's an investment in the version of yourself you want to be at 70, 80, and beyond. If you're using a GLP-1 medication, talk to your doctor specifically about protecting your muscle mass while you're on it. Ask about resistance training. Ask about protein intake. Ask about the long-term side effects. Ask what happens if or when you want to stop taking it. Can you stop taking it, or do you have to take it for the rest of your life? Ask about potential side effects on bone density and cardiovascular health. Ask about pancreatitis risk. Don't let the scale on the number be the entire story because it never was. And if you're not on one of these medications and you're wondering if you should be, that conversation also belongs to you and your doctor based on the full medical picture, not based on a trend. What I can tell you, what I know in my body at 71 years old, is that strength is built through showing up consistently for movement that respects this season of life. No medication replaces that. No medication ever will. But here's the good news. Your body already knows how to make GLP-1 on its own. In my next video, I'll show you exactly how to support that natural process. Stay with me. I'll see you there.